Welcome to Mental Fitness Matters, a show designed to provide people with tips, strategies, and solutions to improve their mental fitness. Now, here's your host, Tracy Alston.
Hey, everybody. I hope everybody out there is doing amazing. It is my favorite time of the month. It is the third Thursday, so I am in the building with my amazing, phenomenal, beautiful, brilliant co-host, Erica Singleton. She's the Director of Communications for Professionals Beyond the Game. We are going to have a fun, lively show today. Sizzle, good morning.
Good morning, Tracy. How are you doing?
I am amazing. How are you?
I am fantastic. We made it to, it's December.
It's December.
We rolled in another year together. So I'm fantastic. I cannot wait. Our guest is a mess. That's where I'll start with.
I love it.
We were laughing this morning, and I told him in general that I was going to get on him because we've been trying to get him on the show no less than 4 times on my own. And then, lo and behold, he meets you in real life, and I get a message back with a picture of the two of you, like, I'm ready. I'm going to be on the show, like, for real. Is
that what it is?
Is that how it is? So, yes, no, I'm very excited. We work together in our professional Beyond the Game. One of the things that we try to make sure of is that we create community for athletes. We do definitely specialize and really focus on those transitions that they have from college to career. But you have to be prepared for that first transition as well. No matter what it is that you're going to do, it is the first time that really you're moving to life maybe without a team that you had been on all this time or onto a new type of team in a new type of environment. So high school is that first platform, and I know this guy because we coached at a high school together. So good morning. We're so happy to be joined by Frankie Littlejohn.
Oh, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? I woke up like this.
Yes, you did.
Starts at 11 every day. Full on 11.
Frankie, I'm going to do just a brief little intro of you, but I would love for us to kind of just hear from you, your journey, your story, just sharing a little bit. But let me introduce to you guys Frankie Littlejohn. He's the head women's and men's track and field coach at Pine Lake Prep. He's also a defensive end center for the National Arena Football League, Carolina's Predators. He's also defensive end center for the Team USA National All-Star Team. He was inducted into the 2019 European Football Hall of Fame, Team USA International, for playing 12 years in Italy, Germany, and France. He also has a BS in exercise science from North Greenville University and with a minor in psychology, and a BS in neuromuscular science from Winston Salem State University. And the list goes on and on and on. But I'm going to pause right there. We're honored to have you on today, my friend. Give us a little bit more about you and who you are and kind of where you are right now.
Well, I appreciate it. It's good to be here. Thanks, Coach Erica, for getting me here. And Tracy, I appreciate it. My journey was crazy. It's I'm blessed growing up in a small town of Waco, North Carolina. Went to Burns High School, and the crazy part is my journey. It started out, I was horrible. I'll be honest. Football, it wasn't it.
Yeah.
So my big thing was I wrestled and ran track, and that was my all the way from junior high into high school. I wrestled and ran track. So when I got into the 9th grade, this is the crazy part. So I was just like, all right. My dad, he's a Marine. My mom, I come from just to give you a background of my family, both parents, both sets of grandparents. My mom has 5 sisters. My dad has 6 sisters, 2 brothers. So I grew up in that family atmosphere where every weekend, every Sunday, you get together. You go to church, you get together, you hang out, and education was the thing. It was, they focused on, your education. Sports is secondary. So for me, it was always, all right, I'm okay, but I'll just focus on my education. And I wrestle, and I was pretty good in wrestling, and I was pretty good in track. And the thing that got me into football was my wrestling coach told me, he's like, listen, if you play football, that'll get you in shape for wrestling. And if you run track, that'll get you in shape for football. And, so basically I was looking at track and wrestling. And I had a good career. And then I had some friends that played football. So I was like, you know what? I get to hang out with my friends. I get to still focus on my education. and we'll go from there. So 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, my focus was wrestling and track. I did play football, but I was state runner-up in wrestling and track. I was a state runner-up, and I just it kept going well. I kept doing well, and I'm excited. And then my wrestling coach was also my engineering professor, teacher. So here I am, kind of a nerd. I won a electronics competition with my best friend, her son Scott, and then my mom, she was getting on me about, you need to get an AP class, you need to do this. So Miss Bowlerjack, who was my teacher, got me in AP classes, college prep classes. So here I am, this athlete. But I was studious.
Yeah.
So I got along with everybody.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that my senior year, I was just, how you have, you're the practice squad All-American. That's what I call myself in football. But I always studied how they, in football, what they'll do is on the practice squad, they give you charts to follow, and you have to run the scout team. So as I'm running the scout team, I ran scout team for 3 years. So when the opportunity presented itself, we were playing South Point. It was the conference championship my senior year. Mind you, up until that point, I was backup. I got in the last 2 minutes of every game. So technically my body was saved, but it was against South Point, and we were down, and two of the players went down. Jason Bivens had a back injury, and Brian Branch, he had a knee injury. And the coach came, and he was just like, we're going to start you this game. And when we got in the game, it was so funny because he told me exactly what to do, to play the run, and how I should do it. And you just keep the centers off Mark Hush. That was a linebacker. Coach Erica could tell you, Frankie don't follow rules too well. So what I did during that time, because I've been running scout team, I knew the play. So when the quarterback got down, I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute. I remember running this. So long story short, I kept running what I would see on the paper instead of running what the coach called. And it's in our yearbook. The very first play, quarterback, sack, fumble, they pick it up, bring it, get a touchdown.
Wow.
Next play, bam, get another sack, rush and sickle the quarterback. They got this picture in the yearbook as well, and it just went from there. Yeah. And that's what got me into scouts looking at me, and went on to college, played college, and the college career was awesome because it was just, that's when I really learned that, and I'm going to say this, try to say it the right way, where I learned that a lot of athletes come from broken homes. Because I grew up around everyone that, was family. It was always you had family. So when I got to college, it was, wait a minute, you grew up in a foster home?
Right.
You only grew up with your grandmother? So,
yeah.
And people would come to my games, they'd be like, one of my good friends is like, yo, that guy that comes to the game, is that your dad? I'm like, yeah. Like, he's home with you. I was like, yeah. Like, when you wake up in the morning, he's there. And that's when it hit me like, wait, what are you talking about? So my dad started, and I'd get mad, but he would start bringing care packages for my teammates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My father sent some for my friends and stuff, too. Wait, I just have to interject real quick, because Tracy definitely said, give us a brief background, and you talked for 15 minutes.
I did. That's my bad. I get to go.
It's all good.
I get to go.
But you got to a really important part here, and one of the things that we were definitely going to kind of get into is, some of the background creates the mental experience for athletes, and you had coaches who believed in you, who helped guide you. And so the importance of having different coaches, because just kind of talk about, I love how you gave, still have the names of your teachers that influenced you, but what it has meant to you from your own journey to being a coach.
Oh, man. It's, if I can say this the right way, and she knows this, I'll say it's a gift, but you also, I've learned, coaches, y'all got it hard, man. It's a gift and a curse. The reason I say that, I never wanted to be a coach. I'll say it to everybody. You ask anybody at my track athletes, I was like, I'm going to be an athlete, and that's it. But the coaches that I had, my high school coach, Ron Green, rest his soul, he just passed away a few months ago. He was that coach that told you how it was. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He said how it was, this how it goes, and that's it. A lot of people know that I've had a great relationship with the late, great Coach Marty Schottenheimer, who coached in the NFL for years. He's one of the great minds in the game, and he would always say, you have to coach without being scared of getting fired. He said that's the way he coached. You know, he coached Cleveland Browns, I fired. He coached Washington Redskins, I fired. Coached Kansas City Chiefs. But the thing was, he always would be real, straight up. Herm Edwards, the same way. So being around those coaches, and I can name MacArthur Kelly and Rudy Weiland, Kevin Booker, just all the coaches I've had, they all had this attitude of, we're going to be real. We're going to tell you how it is. If you don't like me, I don't care. If you don't like me, so what? I'm not going to lose any sleep. In the words of Jay-Z, what you eat don't make me, you know. But you have to be real, especially with the students. So what I wanted to do is, when Coach Hayford asked me to be the coach, I was like, even the kids said, no, coach. It's like, wow, we thought y'all loved him. It's like, yeah, he's going to get fired. It's like, he's going to get fired. And I literally had to watch what I say, watch what I do, because I'm real with the kids, and still being an athlete. When I come to practice, I'm like, y'all see what I did? I'm friends with them. Y'all see my practices. Y'all got to practice the same way. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm gonna be fair. All right, you want a position? You got to work for it.
Let's go there a little bit. You still being an athlete and also a coach, how does that impact? What is your message? Because not everybody's going to go pro or play beyond high school, right? And so you are coaching at a very pivotal time. What is your messaging around what you're saying to them and preparing them for? What would that message be to our youth?
Well, the biggest thing is, I always say, grades first.
Yeah.
School first. Focus on that, because if you don't have that to fall back on, you're not going to have anything. Because you're right. Everyone's not going to make it pro. And if you look at me, I just knew I was going to go pro, but I was blessed where I knew I had that avenue of, I could go to Europe, I could play arena, did I think I was going to last this long? No. Right. But at the same time, even though I was playing, I still went. And as you say, it was more on that. During my playing, I still went back to school. I still studied. Yeah. I still got certification, my NASM certification, all right, I'm going to go study this at Duke. I'm going to study this at the Bowman Gray School of Medicine. I'm going to go to, I did little things to where I would get, my NASM certification, my ACE certification in track and field, the North Carolina Track and Field Association certification, and working with Coach Erica. She keeps me on my toes, I'm going to tell you.
He's so funny when he was like, I watch what I have to say. Do you?
No, I don't.
Or do you have
I do. You know what?
Behind you and remind you that's not how you should handle things. You're funny. You're funny.
No, Coach, come on. No, I do. I'll say some stuff. She's looking at me like, no, that's not how that works. No, we don't do that here. Yeah. So I'm honest, and I got to be tactful the way I say stuff, but sometimes
he's not
I'm
always. But one of the things that he said is that the kids really do love him. There are some strong relationships there because they know that he is going to be honest with them, and I think in coaching there is a measure of love that comes from being direct. Because it is very hard out in the world when you leave the safety of school environment. And so if you cannot be tactful and be direct and give feedback early on and help them prepare for the reality, it is a competitive industry in sports, but most industries at this point are competitive. And there is a nationalistic environment at times, but we are in an international world. Yeah. We are so connected by technology in so many different ways. You don't have to be somewhere else to work somewhere else, all over the globe. And so understanding that there are so many people always going for something, whether it be trying out to make it onto a sport or applying for a job or applying to get into a program, that it is important to be direct so that they're prepared for transitions that are sometimes failures. Yeah. And you have so many talented athletes who are used to winning. Yeah. Yes. But teaching them also how to lose gracefully is very important. Nobody wants to be a loser, but it is important figuring out what you can learn in defeat, truthfully, because that comes throughout life. And I think everybody puts on a happy face in different times, and everybody wants to be around a winner, and the fans are there when you're winning, but how do you motivate yourself when they're not? And I think one of the things he does fantastically is that there is no bigger fan for his actual athletes, no bigger or more braggadocious coach than Frank. But it is one of those things where they know that he cares and he's proud.
I always tell them, I say, we're the Alabama, Georgia of high school track. The Alabama, Georgia, yeah. We're gonna put the best thing out there. But kind of piggybacking off what Coach said is, you have to look at that mental side of it, because in today's age where mental health is a big thing, and that's your platform, I do have athletes that have come to me and they're at the point of, you can see it, and a lot of times they don't. Guys and men and women are different. Guys and girls, boys and girls are different. So the guys, they got to be macho. They won't come up to you. But one thing you say is, "I'm good," and the guy's out is, "I'm okay, I'm good." But you can see in their eyes. So I'm just like, "Hey, come on, let's just talk." And I just pull them to the side. I'm like, "You know what I need you to do today?" And I start talking track, and then I'm saying, "How's everything else going?" And then they'll kind of open up. Yeah. With the girls, it's a little different, because I'll ask some of them a question, and then they'll be like, "Okay, I'll do it." And then you just see the little lip quiver, or you see the little tear. And then you don't want to throw them out there so everybody know. And I was just like, "Hey, I need everybody to give me a 300 or a 400. It's like, "Come here, I need to ask you. I want to see if you want to run this." And then I say, "You okay? Everything good? You straight?" And then they'll be like, "Yeah." And then they'll just look at me. I'm like, "Just us. Let's walk." And they'll open up. So it's a lot of pressure. And most of it is peer pressure to look a certain way, to be a certain way. And like Coach said, from the parents, yes, you have to make it. And a lot of parents are living vicariously through their kids. And that's the toughest one.
Absolutely.
That's the toughest one.
And I love that you just shared that. And I would like, if you can kind of, because you're speaking from a perspective where you're able to see all of the influence and the impact that it has literally on that child. If you're talking to parents as you are, you're talking to parents, you're talking to coaches, you're talking to athletes, you're talking to people out here listening, what would be some of that advice that you've kind of learned from your growing up two-parent household, people focused on not just you as an athlete, but more focused on you as a person? What advice could you give to parents right now who really are out here like, "I need Johnny to make it"? Yeah. Because this is going to get us out of whatever situation. What place and space could they hold at home that may reduce some of all that pressure and tension that they're feeling everywhere else in their life? What would you say? Just
show them more love instead of pushing them. What I mean by show them love is, the one thing that I get is, my dad's pushing me and my mom's pushing me, but all they talk about is this. I don't know if they care more about sports than they care about me. Just show them that you care about them. Be in their lives. Show up to the meets. They don't even care if it's for 30 seconds. Yep. As long as they can look up and see. I've seen a parent come just for 30 seconds, a kid light up and win. Like, they're down and they say, "Oh, Mom's here." They will not look up in the stands anymore. Yeah. But just be there. And if you can't be at the meet, just call them before a meet. Because I've had parents to say, "Hey, listen, I'm rooting for you. I can't be there," but just show them that little bit. Because my dad, he's a subcontractor, Littlejohn Weatherization. He worked. He couldn't be at every game, everything. But what he would do is, remember, we didn't have cell phones then. We didn't have the internet. Yeah. So he would call the school and be like, "Let Frankie know that I can't be there, but to do well tonight." Wow. And my mom would always show up, or here's your dad brought you a letter. Or, as Coach knows, here's a Snicker bar. Everybody knows, salt and vinegar chips, Mountain Dew and Snicker bar. That's my thing.
Worst diet ever. And he's always talking to everybody about how that's his pregame meal, like trying to help them with nutrition. And he's like, "Yeah, all I ever have is a Snicker, salt and vinegar chips, and a Mountain Dew. That's how I get ready." Like, no.
But you know what it is, Coach? It's just that's that little bit of, okay, my dad's with me, my mom's with me, other parents. Something that will spark them. Yeah. And that's it. That's what I'll say. Just show them that they know you care, they know you love them, but sometimes they don't feel it. Right. And they don't feel it.
Right. And in his comment as well, I mean, it is hard out here being a coach sometimes, and towing the line, and you're not a parent, but you're sometimes given the truths of their lives, and you are the trusted adult sometimes that they are going to when they're not going to their parents. But I would also implore some of the parents, what I love is the ones that have reached out to me with their own concerns, with their own feelings, that are advocating for their children who they want to advocate for themselves. Just giving me some background information or giving me some insight on how I can better support. That's the other thing. Your love comes through sometimes through us. Yeah. And when it's the right time, I'll also be sure to let your child know, like, your mom let me know this. Mm-hmm. You know, your dad told me that this is what you love. You know, we surprise them with little things as coaches. Parents make bags for entire teams when we go to certain meets. Like, there's also the showing love to your athlete is sometimes through showing love for their teammates. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are a resource,
truly
in many different ways.
Yeah.
And I'll say this real quick: my mom, even now, I'm 49.
Yes.
She'll still, hey baby, how you doing? You good? Everything fine? All right, I got a meal for you.
Oh,
you from the game? Come by the house. I'm like, Mom, I'm 3 hours away. What you?
So great. That is so great, and it's just so good to hear you guys share your stories. Coaches are truly heroes, playing so many different roles, and it's just a powerful place to be. And speaking of that, because you are a light, when I first met you, literally light up the room. See you walking here, light up the studio. It's an energetic vibe that we feel and that truly appreciate. And I also know that to put those things out, I'm curious about for you, how are you taking care of your own physical fitness? I can look at you and tell you're already doing that because you're still playing pro, but what do you do to take care of your mental fitness and your mental health?
The big thing is, I call by, as one of my teammates said, I don't say this, but Kevin Booker, he said, man, working out is my anger management. And he said, when I can get in the gym, when I can do little things. So for me, it's getting in the gym. And everyone that knows me knows I love fast cars. I have fast cars. I know I'll go to the track. I'll do something. I'll go on a back country road when nobody's around. Be safe. And I just open it up and just go. But no, it's just talking to people and just this right here, what we're doing now, this is my mental health. Yeah. Just working out my fast cars and just cutting up, laughing. My dad always told me, remember, someone always has it worse than you.
Yes.
So when you think you're at your lowest, just know somebody out there is even lower. So if you can make somebody smile, you've made their day.
It's big. Healthy perspective. Perspective.
And my mom never meets a stranger, so I get my talking from her. They call her.
And he never meets a stranger. We don't have a practice that ends at a set time yet. It doesn't matter what's actually written down. Yeah. It can be 30 minutes after practice. He is still either talking to somebody or working with somebody. But they always know that there's somebody willing to listen.
Absolutely.
He might talk over you, but he's also willing to listen.
Listen, coach.
Well, we have a few more minutes left. I'm just curious, as you kind of seen things transition and change, and now we're kind of getting into this NIL space, and our youth have so many other focuses that are out there and possible distractions. Have you seen those challenges or those things kind of pop up in the place that you're in?
Yes, because now the craziest part, once again, parents are looking at that.
Yes.
My son or daughter can get this deal. Can you do this? And even for myself, I have sponsors still that I work with, and companies will reach out to me. If I can, shake it. Jeremy at Steak and Shake, more than 150.
Yes.
And he's going to not only, but what I try to do is, with the kids, I tell them, look, if you get them, try to do as much help with it as you can and save. And that's the one thing that I've been blessed with is they taught me, save your money.
Yes.
Whatever you get, invest, do the right things with it. So just those NIL deals, they're getting crazy.
Yeah, they are. They are.
That's you can tell someone, make sure you do this, do that, but a lot of people when you come from it and you don't have it and you get it, you're gonna go crazy. I did when I first got in. When I got that first check, I'm looking. I'm like, whoa! My dad was like, boy. But yeah, just it's if I could tell anybody anything, just get a smart advisor and talk, and just make sure you do the right things with it, because you can get broke quick.
Yeah. Well, Coach, you've just been a joy and a pleasure, and we have about one more minute left. If people want to follow you, tune in and kind of follow your success and your track, how can they connect with you?
Oh, Frankie Littlejohn on Facebook and Instagram. It's the same thing, Franklin Littlejohn, at Franklin Littlejohn, and or you can Google me.
Yes.
Google Frankie Littlejohn football, and it'll pop out now. It's two of us. I'm not the hockey player. I'm gonna just say that.
You're awesome. You are awesome. Anything else, E-Sizzle? What we got?
Just finishing out the year. I think it's really important. In general, we work with athletes, but to remind them that they're a whole. That's just a part of the person. and to really be comfortable with what their strengths in life are, and to lean into what makes them happy.
Love it, love it, love it. Our time always flies here because we have so
Always
much
flies.
fun.
It does.
It's been so great to have this shining light in the studio.
Thank you.
Community, go out and shine bright like the stars that you are. Make sure you're taking care of your health. Check on your loved ones and your friends. We can't wait to see y'all soon. Have a good one.
That's it for today's episode of Mental Fitness Matters. Get more tips, tools, strategies, and solutions that will help you reach your peak mental fitness by joining Tracy every Thursday from 8:30 to 9 a.m. and 6:30 to 7 p.m. for Mental Fitness Matters on News Talk WSIC.